Years are a great time for your child to gain practical experience in managing finances. Perhaps he or she already has a summer job lined up. A free checking account at Dairy State Bank can help teens learn to set a budget, track spending, use a debit card, make deposits, and more. Plus, parents are account co-owners and have the ability to supervise the learning process. Give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Smiling is how you share joy and happiness with the world. So when our children needed orthodontic treatment, we wanted them to have the best experience possible, which is why we chose Crystal Orthodontics. The personalized braces and Invisalign treatments fit easily into our active schedules, and the care we received was outstanding and even fun. Their new smiles are amazing, and Crystal Orthodontics definitely earned our trust. There's nothing better than seeing our kids share beaming, confident smiles in all of life's moments.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs!
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
Hello, basketball fans, and welcome into Menomonie High School for this Big Rivers Conference high school basketball matchup between the New Richmond Tigers and your Menomonie Mustangs. Alongside my color man, Eric Zadowski, and cameraman, Alex Musa, I'm Joe Zadowski, and we'll be bringing you tonight's live stream broadcast of Menomonie basketball on Mustangs TV. Menomonie comes into tonight's game playing their best basketball of the season. After traveling to Superior on Tuesday and beating the Spartans 71-60, the Mustangs are now 10-8 on the season and 5-6 in the Big Rivers Conference. Menomonie has won 3 games in a row and 5 of their last 6, with the only defeat being a double overtime loss to Hudson 2 weeks ago. Menomonie's hot streak has capitulated the Mustangs up the conference standings, but tonight's game versus New Richmond would have huge implications on both the conference standings and seeding for the WIAA tournament. New Richmond comes into tonight's game with a record of 9-11, but their 5-6 conference record has the Tigers tied with Menomonie and River Falls for 4th place in the BRC. New Richmond has only won 2 of their last 6 games, but they are fresh off a 52-40 victory versus River Falls last Thursday. When these two teams faced off in New Richmond back on January 10th, the Tigers held on to beat the Mustangs 50-48. Coming up on our pregame show, sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto and Christo Orthodontics, we'll talk with the head coach of the Mustangs, Greg Van Grunsven, go over the starting lineups, keys to the game, and we'll be ready for tip-off right here from Menomonie High School. We'll be back with Coach Van Grunsven after a word from our sponsors. You're watching Mustangs TV.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs!
We're back with the pregame show. Now with us is the head coach for the Mustangs, Coach Greg Van Grunsven. Coach, boy, the Mustangs are playing the best basketball of the year, it seems.
Well, we've won a couple games, which is always nice, and the boys' spirits are high, so that's great. We've not come close to playing the perfect game, though. Day in, day out, I'm able to see all the warts and blemishes that we still have. But yeah, I'm happy for the boys that they've had some success.
Pretty impressive that you're still chasing that perfect game. And at Superior, especially in the first half, it almost looked like you guys did play a perfect game, really going end-to-end, taking the Spartans down at Superior. That's not an easy task.
No, when you're a couple hours away from home, that's always a challenge, no matter who you're playing. And then Superior's got a really nice basketball team. Those are basketball players, kind of junior-laden. So are real happy for our kids that they could have some success there again.
So the Mustangs have won 3 in a row, 5 of the last 6. The only loss in that stretch was a double overtime loss in Hudson a couple weeks ago. What's been the difference?
Boy, that's kind of the fun thing about sports, isn't it, Joe? The eyes that one person has when you watch a football, basketball, baseball game, perspective might be different here or there. And, my perspective is jaded because I'm with the guys day in, day out, every minute when we're on the floor. So, we don't really analyze it too much. We just kind of go about our business. We've gotten better at some of the simple things, drill work and practice, and we've built upon that a little bit. So maybe that's one of the keys to our success. But I think everyone has their own unique perspective, and that's kind of the fun thing about sports, so we'll just leave it at that.
So New Richmond comes in and really kind of a mirror image almost. I mean, the records are real similar. The conference record is exactly the same, kind of log jammed up in the middle of the conference with Menomonie, New Richmond, and River Falls. What do you see coming in from the Tigers tonight?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They're very, very similar to us. They got a couple big guys that are very active around the rim in Charbonneau and Stelrek, and their guards are very capable, a senior-laden team. So very, very, very similar team in terms of ability and talent level that we have, and we have to be on top of our game to play well tonight.
I know you said you like to take one game at a time, but when we start projecting out and looking at the playoff seedings and such, a game like this might have some implications.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, and I'm still kind of new to all this and the not the seeding, but, the grouping that we're in, the half section we're in, and I have to plead ignorance. I have not looked at it at all. It's kind of fun in February. We get to play every Tuesday, Friday, Saturday next week. So, my mind has been on our next opponent, but certainly I know some of the kids have probably been peeking ahead. I've had numerous conversations with people out and about asking the same thing. It's just best we just take one game at a time here.
Again, we're talking with Coach Greg Van Grunsven, pregame show here. And before I let you go, Coach, you started the early part of the season with many games that were on the road. Now it seems like, playing a few more games at home. Have you noticed a difference at all with that?
Absolutely. In basketball, your home court of all the sports, it is the single most important thing that a team has going for them. So we were on the road for 5 straight weeks, 35 days. And I don't think the kids realize how tough that was, but, game in, game out, you're going to an unfamiliar gym, even if you played there in years past. So it's nice to play in front of a home crowd. Hopefully we have a nice crowd tonight. It's youth night. We'll celebrate some kids that made 20,000 shots in the off season, another group of kids. To the people that are listening and watching at home, come on out and watch the Mustangs next week. We've got a couple home games and into the last week of the season. Hey, I know the boys and their families and certainly coaching staff would appreciate all the success, all the support that we could get.
Well, very good, Coach. Wish you the best of luck tonight and all the best of luck moving forward.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Okay, that's been our pregame interview with Coach Greg Van Grunsven. We'll be back in just a minute with the starting lineups, keys to the game, and the tip-off right here from Menomonie High School. You're watching Mustangs TV.
At Crystal Orthodontics, we treat every patient like family, so you can expect to receive the highest quality, personalized orthodontic care in a really fun and welcoming environment. We want you to love your smile and feel happy and confident when smiling at school, work, with friends, with family, wherever you are in life. So I invite you to come visit us for a complimentary orthodontic evaluation so you can experience the care and culture that makes us the Chippewa Valley's orthodontic leader.
For a team approach to managing your finances with over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Menomonie High School. Just a couple minutes to go here in the pregame warm-up. And as we get ready for this one, let's also take a look at what's happening around the conference. In boys basketball, it will be Hudson traveling to River Falls, Chippewa Falls visiting Eau Claire North, and Eau Claire Memorial going to Rice Lake. On the girls' sides of things, the Menomonie girls will be at New Richmond tonight, and hoping to get back on the winning ways after a couple tough defeats. But Coach Swanson, I'm sure, has the girls primed up and ready to go, and what will be a conference matchup against the Tigers. As long as we have another minute, I'd like to take a second to thank all of our sponsors for our winter broadcast. First, 24/7 Telecom, TMS Tire and Auto, Bills Distributing, Mike Sell Insurance, Dairy State Bank, Logjam Bar and Eatery, Crystal Orthodontics, and Shields. We still have some pregame announcements, so we'll go ahead and take one more short break. And when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off right here from Menomonie High School. Be back in just a short minute. You're watching Mustangs TV.
Communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Well, you can probably see on your screen that everyone is just about ready for the national anthem. We will be turning over to the PA announcer, and after the national anthem, we'll have Eric come on and give us the starting lineups. But we have a good crowd here tonight, despite some pretty snowy weather right now. The home side is quite full, and the Richmond typically travels pretty well. And also starting to fill up on the opposite side. We have youth night here, like Coach Van Grunsven said in his pregame interview. So got some little guys running around with jerseys on, and looking forward to seeing them at halftime. So we'll go ahead and send to the PA announcer for the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early
All right, like we've heard in the past, middle school English teacher, Mr. Ralph Haas, performing the national anthem before tonight's game, and now he's on the public address. Mr. Haas, you see him all over the place. Also recently awarded with a Cole Fellowship Teacher of the Year award. Also very active with the Middle School Student Council, who just received a Spirit of Excellence Award for all their great work there at Menomonie Middle School. And Eric, you know Mr. Haas a little bit.
Yep.
Can't hear you, Eric.
Hello?
Try it now.
Hello?
There you are. You know Mr. Haas a little bit.
Yep. He's a great teacher.
That's awesome. Okay, so we have the starting lineups. Eric, what do we got?
All right, for New Richmond, number 2, senior, standing at 5'10", Connor Raleigh. Number 3, R.J. Edmondson, who's a senior, standing at 5'11". Number 5, Abraham. Oh.
Lights went out here.
Yep.
Let me help you. There you go.
Abraham Monson, who's a senior, standing at 5'10". Senior, number 12, standing at 6'5", Jack Charbonneau. Number 2, Nick Stelgrek, who's a junior, standing at 6'5".
So New Richmond has some pretty decent size, and that's one thing we've seen this year with the Mustangs, with that dynamic duel of Isaac Ellison and Trevor Robert. Isaac going about 6'5" or so, 6'4", 6'5". Trevor Robert 6'7", and then you also throw a tall guard in there like Brody Thornton. The Mustangs have had some size advantage in several of their contests, and be a little more neutralized here tonight by New Richmond. And there are some younger youth players being announced right now as part of their game day experience, a reward for shooting 20,000 shots, or making 20,000 shots, I should say, during the off season. So a nice thing that Coach Van Grunsven and the program does. I think Coach Riley started that a few years back, and just a nice way to recognize the effort for those boys. But now the music's on, the spotlight's going, and getting ready for the starting lineups. And Eric, let me put it on the screen here. What do we got here for the Mustangs?
All right, starting off, number 1, the senior, Brody Thurton, standing at 6'3". The senior, number 2, Brady Johnson, standing at 6 foot. The senior, number 11, Isaac Ellison, standing at 6'4". The junior, Tyler Nelson, number 12, standing at 5'11". And the sophomore, Trevor Robert, who's number 20, standing at 6'7".
So in the pregame, we talked a little bit about how the Mustangs are playing their best basketball of the season, winning 3 in a row, 5 out of 6. The only loss, a double overtime defeat at Hudson a couple weeks ago. And Eric, I would say that the play of Trevor Robert, the sophomore who is really starting to come into his own, has really been the big difference.
Yes, he's been playing a whole lot better. He wasn't playing bad at the beginning of the season, but he's just been playing very good lately.
Definitely looking more and more comfortable out there. I mean, the speed of the game, the amount of contact that's allowed, it is a different game at the varsity level. And the sophomore, Trevor Robert, I think he had about 20 points or so in the first half of that game on Tuesday at Superior. But it will be the senior, Isaac Ellison, who will tip for the Mustangs. We had a celebration for Isaac Ellison just a couple weeks ago when he surpassed the 1,000th point career milestone. He's now up to 1,097 points. He has passed Noah Feddersen on that list. Next up is John Ellenson with 1,147. The opening shot is an air ball, but rebounded by the Mustangs. They'll reload. Here's Brody Thornton down the lane.
There we go.
Good. And the Mustangs on the board first tonight.
Whoa, kind of pressing. We haven't done that much this season.
So full court pressure by the Mustangs. They'll go ahead and drop into a zone. We've seen a lot of this 2-3 zone during this hot stretch for the Mustangs. Kind of making the opponent shoot from the outside, but New Richmond able to get it inside to Jack Charbonneau, the 6'5 senior, and he ties the game at 2.
Yeah, the zones really worked good for everyone except Eau Claire North, who shot really well, but it's just been
pass
great.
in there to Trevor Robert. A beautiful pass there by Brady Johnson. And these Big Rivers teams, they know what Isaac Ellison can do, so we've seen double and triple teams on the senior Isaac Ellison. And the sophomore, Trevor Robert, has gotten some nice looks here of late.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and his ability to finish has really grown since the start of the season, so he has some really good finishes.
Pretty good ball movement there from New Richmond. Inside out to Connor Rayleigh, not able to convert. And we have a turnover on the Mustangs. Ball will go back to the Tigers.
Yeah, good look there. I think Brody Thornton threw that to Ellison, but then miscommunication between Ellison and Robert.
Tyler Nelson with a hustle play there on the inbound, able to knock it out of bounds. It was off on Nelson, though, so New Richmond will keep possession. Mustangs trying to press the issue a little bit.
Yep, haven't seen this much.
Little denying of the inbounds pass and then kind of dropping into a 2-2-1 zone type of press. Another three-point attempt for Raleigh. That one gets the shooter's touch as it hits the front of the rim, bounces about 3 or 4 feet up in the air and comes right back down through the net. Nice three-pointer there, and the dunk by Trevor Robert.
He got up high on that one.
Trevor Robert, the sophomore, sends it home, and that gets the crowd excited.
Yeah, and it wasn't a wide open dunk. He had to maneuver around the defender and then dunk it.
Now a steal by Brady Johnson up into the rim, rebounded by Brody Thornton, back to Trevor Robert, turned around, up and under, back to Thornton for 3, off the front of the rim.
Yeah, good ball movement and nice fast pace for the Mustangs to start the game.
This three-point attempt from R.J. Amundsen is good. And New Richmond now leading 8-6. A lot of three-pointers being attempted by the Tigers.
Mm-hmm. Mustangs kind of seem, except for their game against Superior, against the Big Rivers teams, it seems like Menomonie has pretty cold starts. Against North, we got down right away. Hudson, I'm not sure. River Falls, our second time, got down, I'm pretty sure. So, but our second half basketball has been very good here.
Isaac Ellison down in the post, battling against Stelrick. Up and under with the left hand. Beautiful move there by the senior. And Isaac Ellison ties the game at 8. And another deflection by this press. But New Richmond still will keep possession. Looking forward to seeing that Mike Sell Insurance replay on the Trevor Robert dunk.
Yep.
When we get a break in the action here. So across the timeline is Jack Charbonneau all the way to the rim, but off the back iron, and then the foul on Charbonneau. That's the first foul of the game. And let's go ahead and take a look at that replay. Again, all replays sponsored by Mike Sell Insurance. Nice pass there from Isaac Ellison, and with 2 hands, Trevor Robert sends it home. Nice dunk there for the Mustangs.
Yep, Menomonie's press also has worked pretty good getting these open looks, but turnover there does not help.
No, a little mistake there, and that's another thing the Mustangs have really improved upon during this streak of good basketball. They've really limited the turnovers, the unforced errors. That was one there, though, and that's the second turnover on Menomonie here. Just 3.5 minutes into the game.
Yep. We have to limit those if we want to win this basketball game.
Nice move there, but Trevor Robert comes over to get the block for Menomonie. And a blocking foul on the other end. This one called on number 2, Connor Rayleigh. That's his first, the second team foul on the Tigers. And to the free throw line goes Tyler Nelson. And all free throws this winter sponsored by Bill's Distributing.
Yeah, another thing the Mustangs have been doing good of late is free throw shooting.
Much, much better.
Especially
Absolutely.
with Isaac Ellison.
Yep. Menomonie's done pretty well getting to the line. I would say typically they shoot more free throws than their opponents, and I think when you have some inside post play with Robert and Isaac Ellison, you are likely to see that as Tyler Nelson hits the first. Second one from Nelson off the rim and in, so the Mustangs now lead 10-8, and right away back into that press.
Yep. It's been working pretty well, speeding them up and making them force some unneeded shots.
Stelrecht in the middle for the Tigers. Down low to Charbonneau, and that's going to be the first foul on Menomonie. That'll be called on Isaac Ellison. Call on Isaac, his first foul, team's first. To the line. I thought they called it on the ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought he had his arm on him before he went up for it. I'm not sure, though. Looks like Trevor Roberts bleeding.
Yeah, looks like they're going to wrap his finger quick so he can stay in the game. Justin from the Mayo Clinic system, the trainer for Mustangs athletics this year, not just the winter season. So it was a foul before the shot, so New Richmond inbounds it from under their own basket.
Yep. Back in the zone. The key for New Richmond to breaking the zone is just being patient and finding their open guys, since there will be an open guy in the zone.
Well, you mentioned Eau Claire North, Eric, against this 2-3 zone, and North did such a good job moving without the ball.
Yep.
Really stretching that zone, and it really wasn't long before Coach Van Grunsven had to go back to a man-to-man defense. But so far, so good here against New Richmond as, who was that, Charbonneau?
Yep.
Lays that one in. It's now 10-10. New Richmond won the first matchup, 50-48. These teams have played pretty even.
Yeah, there we go.
Isaac
Good
Ellison
finish.
up and under, little reverse, gets the kiss off the rim. Again, Isaac just 50 points away from moving up that career scoring list. He reached the 1,000-point club against Chippewa Falls about a week and a half ago. Since then, he has passed Noah Feddersen. Noah had 1,051 points. Check that. He hasn't passed Noah yet. Getting close. No, he did. Yeah, Isaac's at 1,097. So he's passed Noah Feddersen. John Ellenson is next at 1,147. Isaac Ellison with the ball down low, up over Stelrick, but off the rim, no good. And here come the Tigers. Raleigh passed up on that three-pointer. He's shot in a couple already, but hasn't converted yet. Stelrick with the left hand, beautiful move there. Stelrick's a big boy. Hard to believe he's the quarterback on the football team. Nick Stelrick, a junior, a filled-out 6'5" player. And with that, Coach Van Grunsven will take his first timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. 12:18 left in the first half. We're tied at 12. You're watching Mustangs TV.
a team approach to managing your finances. With over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Well, we're back in action here from Menomonie High School. Game tied at 12 minutes, 12 seconds to go here. 12s are wild. Brody Thornton stuck with it, and that 5-second call. Thornton looking for a cutter, just not able to get rid of it before the 5 seconds expired.
That's the third turnover on the Mustangs.
Not many subs so far in this game for either team.
Yeah.
Number 4, Aiden Eckert, now in for the Tigers. Has Isaac Ellison with the steal. Thornton advances it up to Brady Johnson. Johnson back out to Thornton. That three-point attempt from Brady Johnson off the front iron, tipped back, but rebounded by Eckert. And R.J. Amundsen, he'll fire from three. That one off the rim. So these teams trading three-point attempts. Neither team really able to get hot yet.
Yep. Kind of seems like when one team scores, the other team scores. And if one team doesn't, the other team doesn't.
Man-to-man defense from New Richmond. Nick Stelrecht really sagging off Isaac Ellison when Isaac's out on the perimeter. That lob pass there from Brady Johnson, a little too hot. And it sails out of bounds, and we will have a sub as Jake Rue will enter the game. He'll give the sophomore Trevor Robert a quick blow. So a couple turnovers now for Menomonie.
Yep.
Although the defense has done a nice job turning over New Richmond to hold par on the score. A little battle on the low post there as Gavin Terrace in the game. That, however, is Abraham Monson, who is able to use the glass on the reverse layup and give New Richmond the lead.
Yeah, that was a really good move.
Isaac Ellison across the timeline for Menomonie. And Eric, that's been another change that Coach Van Grunsven has made. Against the pressure, he's been using Isaac Ellison, Brody Thornton, Brady Johnson, three seniors, to bring the ball up and handle that pressure. A little push there on Stelrecht as Ellison takes the baseline.
That's his first.
So first foul on Stelrecht, third team foul on the Tigers. Only 2 team fouls on Menomonie, and that will lead to a sub. Alex Ani, 6'3" senior. He'll replace number 23, Gavin Terrace. Brody Thornton triggers it in for Menomonie. All the way back to Brady Johnson, who runs it down. And Tyler Nelson will now set the offense for the Mustangs. Trevor Robert on the bench. It's now Brody Thornton and Isaac Ellison looking for a little high-low action. Ellison working on Stelrecht. Up and another foul. So
that's 2
back-to-back fouls on Stelrecht, and he's the beef in the middle there for New Richmond. And with 9 minutes and 57 seconds left to go here in the first half, he picks up his second foul as Gavin Terrace heads back to the scores table. And he will report in for Stelrecht. As the big guy for New Richmond goes out, another big guy from Menomonie comes in. So Coach Van Grunsven looking to cash in here on the matchup. And another adjustment then from New Richmond as Jack Charbonneau, the other big guy for the Tigers, checks back in to try to neutralize the advantage. So from the Bills distributing free throw line, Ellison misses the first but makes the second. It's now 14-13 Tigers. Don't go away at halftime. We're going to have Menomonie basketball historian Steve Schranz as our halftime guest. I'm excited to talk to Steve a little bit about this career scoring list that we've been mentioning with Isaac Ellison. If anybody knows some of these guys, it would be Steve Schranz. He's straight across the way, sitting right at midcourt in the front row like he likes to do. And a holding foul is going to be called on Isaac Ellison.
That's not good. That's his second.
That is his second. So after Nick Stelrich picks up his second foul, the big guy for New Richmond, next time down, Isaac Ellison picks up his second. And going back to the scorer's table now is Brody Thornton. Looks like Coach Van Grunsven is going to take out his senior post player Ellison. Isaac's done a nice job keeping himself out of foul trouble. And I'm not sure what we have here. Might have been a bench warning or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Aiden Eckert from behind the arc, off the iron, rebounded by Trevor Robert.
Good rebound by Trevor.
Isaac Nielsen in the game, a little up and under reverse off the glass. First basket of the game for Nielsen, and he gives the Mustangs the lead at 15-14.
Yep. Mustangs and Tigers kind of switching off leads. Let's hope the Mustangs can get a couple stops and a couple more buckets to make this lead bigger.
That one off the mark.
Another good rebound by Trevor
Alex
Robert.
Ani, as the sophomore Robert comes down with it. Coach Van Grunsven calling a play from the sideline. Brody Thornton directing traffic. Thornton now out in the corner. Looks like he's going to get a three, and off the front iron. Good look. And with the foul over the back is the junior, Jacob Rue. So DJ Butler, another sophomore for Menomonie, he'll check into the game now. He'll replace Tyler Nelson. So 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and a senior on the court for the Mustangs. Butler and Robert, the sophomores. Rue and Nielsen, the juniors. And Brody Thornton, the lone senior.
Yep.
Man-to-man defense now from the Mustangs. And little confusion there for the Tigers as the entry pass from Monson goes sailing out of bounds.
That's what we need. Looks like New Richmond is going to start applying some pressure.
New Richmond, kind of a full court man-to-man look as DJ Butler bringing it up for Menomonie.
Yep. Mustangs trying to get to Robert.
Nice job there. Coming from the backside by Connor Riley, able to knock that one away.
Yeah, the New Richmond defenders are really sinking in, not letting Robert be able to take advantage of them.
Trevor Robert, the sophomore, triggered in for the Mustangs. That one deflected out of bounds by Alex Ani for the Tigers. And with 7 minutes and 45 seconds left, Isaac Ellison will come back into the game. He will be playing with those 2 fouls. So Coach Van Grunsven rolling the dice a little bit with his senior big man. Checking back in for the Tigers, their 6'5 senior, Jack Charbonneau. Three-pointer from Jake Rue off the iron and rebounded by R.J. Amundsen. Pretty good look there from Rue.
Yep.
Just not able to hit.
Geez, there's been like no scoring in the last 3-4 minutes.
Another 3-point attempt, this time from Connor Rayleigh. He's 0 for 3, I think, tonight.
And let's hope the Mustangs can break this. Hey, there we go.
And that 3-pointer from Rue is good. A log jam 3 for Jake Rue.
That'll give us some momentum.
Mustangs now leading 18-14. Almost a
Hey, there we go.
zone look that time, almost like a 1-1-3. I think it was a 2-3 zone with one of the guards extended. And that one stolen from Jacob Rue by Gavin Terrace, who lays it in for the Tigers.
Just as we're starting to get some momentum. Turnover.
Turnovers have been an issue for this team, more so in the first part of the season. Nice lob pass there from Isaac Nielsen into Trevor Robert, who was immediately fouled upon the catch.
Was that on? Who's that on?
That foul is on Gavin Terrace. That's going to be his first. It's the team's 5th. So with the Mustangs with 4 team fouls and the Tigers with 5, we're still a few fouls away from the bonus.
Yep.
Nice inbound pass there to Brody Thornton, who knocks that one down. Mustangs now leading 20-16.
That's Thornton's 4th point.
So 4 for Brody Thornton now. Isaac Ellison must have about, 8?
I have him down as 5.
Okay.
Trevor Robert has 4. Isaac Nielsen has 2.
3-pointer there from Connor Rayleigh, and he hits.
He's got 6, 2 3-pointers. Isaac has to be careful not to charge and get a 3rd foul.
So Brody Thornton across the timeline for Menomonie. Couple seconds to spare. Isaac Nielsen triggering from beyond the arc, off the backboard, off the rim, and rebounded by Isaac Ellison. But the kick out to Isaac Nielsen is off the mark, and another turnover for Menomonie. Yeah, Eric, it kind of seems like right when the Mustangs are ready to potentially break away and build on some momentum, a shot from the Tigers or a turnover from the Mustangs has kept this one awfully tight so far.
Yep. 6 turnovers for the Mustangs.
R.J. Amundsen fires from long range. That one off the back of the iron. And yeah, nice strong rebound from Brody Thornton. Brody looking a little winded out there. Has his pocket picked by R.J. Amundsen.
7th turnover. Back to back.
That 3-pointer from Aiden Eckert off the back of the iron. Rebound Terrace back out to Raleigh off the iron.
Jeez.
And reloading again for the Tigers. These long rebounds on the 3-point misses, causing trouble for the Mustangs.
Yep. Mustangs need to get a rebound. There it is.
That one off the mark by Chabana. He thinks he got fouled on that one. No call.
Yeah, let's hope New Richmond doesn't start heating up, since they had 3 shot opportunities that possession.
And there's a foul on Connor Raleigh. Probably a good foul there. After the double team, Isaac Ellison had a
second.
Pretty good lane to the basket, but Raleigh with the foul. Like you said, Eric, that's his 2nd foul. Team 6, the next foul on New Richmond will result in free throws for the Mustangs, unless it's a player control foul, obviously. That lob from Robert to Ellison knocked away, but Isaac able to secure it. And there's the charge, foul, I think. And that is going to be the 3rd foul. And Eric, you called it.
Yep.
You know, that's the danger zone when you got a guy with some foul trouble. A lot of times they don't pick up the tough foul on the defensive end. It's that offensive end that can get them. And a nice play there. Looked like a pretty good call. Probably could have gone either way, but not too much of an argument from anybody on the Menomonie side.
Yep. So now Elson's probably... yeah, he will be out the rest of the half.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
So with 3.5 to go, Isaac Ellison takes a seat. Brady Johnson back in the game for Menomonie.
See if the sophomore Trevor Robert can step up.
Nice pass there from Trevor Robert off the iron by Isaac Nielsen. Nice cut, nice pass, just not able to finish on that one.
No scoring game, just like the first meeting.
Yeah, first one to 50 might have a pretty good chance here. That's what the winning total was of the first matchup back on January 10th. Gavin Terrace from the corner, nothing but net. And he gives New Richmond the lead, 22-20.
Yeah, Menomonie just been really slow the last 5 to 7 minutes.
DJ Butler trying to give the Mustangs a spark off the iron, and it's gone pretty cold here for Menomonie, like you said, Eric, in the last several minutes.
Good look there by Butler, just not able to finish.
Nice move there from Charbonneau off the iron, gets his own rebound, and up with it. He is fouled. And heading to the free throw line will be Jack Charbonneau, the 6'5" senior.
They had that one on Trevor.
So Trevor Robert picks up his first foul. That's the team 6, though both teams will be in the bonus here for the last 2 minutes of the half. Charbonneau off the back iron with the first free throw. After a quick breather, here comes Brody Thornton back into the game.
Yep.
So Thornton and Johnson, the seniors, Tyler Nelson, the Lowden junior, and Trevor Robert and DJ Butler, the sophomores on the court for the Mustangs. Again, Isaac Ellison with 3 fouls. And a timeout called by New Richmond. We'll take a timeout as well. 2:24 to go. Mustangs trail by 3. You're watching Mustangs TV.
Smiling is how you share joy and happiness with the world. So when our children needed orthodontic treatment, we wanted them to have the best experience possible, which is why we chose Crystal Orthodontics. The personalized braces and Invisalign treatments fit easily into our active schedules, and the care we received was outstanding and even fun. Their new smiles are amazing, and Crystal Orthodontics definitely earned our trust. There's nothing better than seeing our kids share beaming, confident smiles in all of life's moments.
Welcome back to Menomonie High School. Just got a scoring update on the girls' game up in New Richmond. Girls leading 34-21 with a couple minutes left in the first half. So a 13-point lead for Menomonie with the girls at New Richmond as Tyler Nelson drops one in for the Mustang boys team.
Yeah, he went coast to coast. Not a ton of pressure by New Richmond. Tyler Nelson doing a good job.
Looks like a little man-to-man defense this possession for the Mustangs as Trevor Robert able to get around the player he was guarding and knock that one away.
Yep.
Robert from the elbow. That one a little off the mark. Just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed. So the Tigers with a 1-point lead and the ball. Minute 26 to go here, first half. Nice cut there into the senior Charbonneau. Able to sneak it in under the sophomore Trevor Robert.
Up now New Richmond leading by 3.
Coach Van Grun's been talking about it in the pregame show. These teams are very similar. Kind of strength on strength, weakness on weakness. Neither team able to really get much of a distance so far as Brady Johnson misses that one. Neither team able to
That'll be bonus.
Get hot from behind the arc. That foul there is called on number 13, Alex Ani. That's his first, but 7th team foul. So heading to the Bills distributing free throw line is Brody Thornton. Brody, probably the best free throw shooter on the team. Off the front iron and drops in for Brody. So he'll get the second shot from the bonus. Second one off the iron and knocked out of bounds by Isaac Nielsen. So the Tigers will have it up by 2 with 50 seconds to go here. I see Steve Schranz is making his way over. When we get to halftime, we'll take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Mr. Menomonie Basketball, Steve Schranz.
Yeah, the Mustangs have done pretty good at the free throw line.
Brody Thornton almost had a steal and a breakaway, but just not able to quite get the handle. Good effort there from the senior Brody Thornton.
Yep. And New Richmond will probably run out the clock for the last shot.
Tigers not looking like they're in a hurry to score, but pretty good pressure being applied by the Menomonie defense. As Abraham Monson trying to set something up, being pestered by Brady Johnson.
Yeah.
A charge taken by Isaac Nielsen for the Mustangs. A turnover will go, the ball will go back to Menomonie. So with 8.5 seconds to go here in the half, the Mustangs have an opportunity to tie the game or take the lead before these teams head into the locker room.
That'd be nice.
Tyler Nelson with the ball for Menomonie. He'll hand it to Jake Rue. A deep three-pointer off the front iron. And one last heave for the Tigers goes in, and they count it. That half-court heave by Jack Charbonneau.
No, Alex Ani. Or On.
Alex Ani, check that, hits from half court, and the officials meeting at half court, and I think they're confirming that the basket was good. And yeah, they point to the scorer's table and say the basket was good. So we'll head it to the halftime break. New Richmond leading 28-23. You're watching Mustangs TV.
Years are a great time for your child to gain practical experience in managing finances. Perhaps he or she already has a summer job lined up. A free checking account at Dairy State Bank can help teens learn to set a budget, track spending, use a debit card, make deposits, and more. Plus, parents are account co-owners and have the ability to supervise the learning process. Give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Smiling is how you share joy and happiness with the world. So when our children needed orthodontic treatment, we wanted them to have the best experience possible, which is why we chose Crystal Orthodontics. The personalized braces and Invisalign treatments fit easily into our active schedules, and the care we received was outstanding and even fun. Their new smiles are amazing, and Crystal Orthodontics definitely earned our trust. There's nothing better than seeing our kids share beaming, confident smiles in all of life's moments.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs!
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
Welcome back to Menomonie High School for our halftime show, sponsored by TMS Tire and Auto and Crystal Orthodontics. And our guest for the halftime show is going to be Mr. Menomonie basketball himself, Steve Schrantz. Steve, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, and I'll tell you, if there's any indication about this being an exciting game, you just had to watch that last shot. Huh? I haven't seen one from that far out in a long time.
That kid is strong. He didn't have any lower half behind it. He just turned and flicked it.
He just let her fly.
And that was pure. That was right through the net.
You know, the Division I programs, they claim that a lot of these practices end with that very thing, where they'll a bunch of kids work at that. It sounds crazy, but occasionally they get it done.
Seemed like Menomonie might have gone a little bit early on that last offensive possession, giving Richmond the opportunity for that last shot.
That's exactly right. And, you know, when you say go for the last shot, it doesn't do you a heck of a lot of good if you let her go at, 7 or 8 seconds, because then all the pressure goes right back on your defense. And, that was a mistake.
Well, Steve, I wanted to get you up here and really appreciate you doing this. A couple times a year we talk a little bit about not only, what we're seeing on the court, but also a little bit of history. It's hard to believe, Isaac Ellison, we were talking about him in the first half. He reached that 1,000th point career milestone against Chippewa Falls about a week and a half ago. He's continued to add to that, and he just passed Noah Feddersen at 1,051 points.
Yep, he's got 1,051, Feddersen, and, you're absolutely right. And, this really... he snuck up on me. I mean, I was surprised to hear the number of points that he's gathered, but he's gotten better and better.
He really has. So Isaac Ellison is now at 1,097. So he's 50 points away from the next guy, John Ellenson.
John Ellenson. He was my kid, and and he was pretty good too. For people that remember 1985 when we put him on. On our back, and John Ellenson just, had a wonderful career.
So I don't think Isaac Ellison is going to catch John Ellenson tonight, but he will.
Yep.
Barring something catastrophic, Isaac will catch him probably in the next week or so. But then they start getting grouped a little bit closer. So John Ellenson at 1,147. Next up, Keith Mosner at 1,162.
He graduated in Keith Masner graduated in 1959, and he shot the set shot, and I'm telling you, that guy was just an amazing shooter. Didn't have a jump shot, but you can see the points. They're up there. He's amazing.
Masner has 1,162. Now that was without a 3-point line.
Exactly, and can you imagine? He was just an outside shooter, so that would have been incredible. And Luke Madsen, the same kind of a deal. I mean, Luke was a pure shooter, but back in the day, he started for me as a freshman on this Menomonie basketball team, and Luke could light it up as well.
So Luke Madsen, he's at 12-27. That might be getting to the point where there just aren't going to be enough games, depending on how far they go in the tournament.
Exactly.
But, that one might be possible, but then I don't think he's going to catch Cole Kraft. Cole Kraft third on the list with 1,307.
Yeah, Cole was just such a special player, and he was so dominant on the floor and a smart player, and just did everything well. And he was not just a shooter. Believe me, he played the whole game.
And when was he playing roughly?
He played for Stanley. Coach Stanley was his coach, and they went to state, his senior year, and they were. They didn't win a state, but they were an excellent team.
Okay, so then second on the list is Len Stewart at 1,359.
Yeah, Len Stewart, again, I know Len very, very well, and he was just one of those guys that played forever and played so well. He played 4 years, and that helps a lot too. So he had a 4-year career to get those points, but he was a heck of a player, no question about it.
And then speaking of 4 years, I think we all know Nate Stanley. He's the all-time career scoring leader for the history of Menomonie basketball at 1,445. And I was thinking about this today, Steve. It's hard to believe. So I've been here. This is my 11th year. And the gym opened, this new gym opened. It's not, we call it the new gym still. It opened that year, and we had Nate Stanley going against Henry Ellenson from Rice Lake.
Oh yeah,
we had the
fun stuff.
We had the portable bleacher section out behind the hoop.
Yeah,
had the horseshoe going, and this place was packed.
Hey, but I'm still mad because we had Indians on the backdrop, and I don't know, for some reason that thing came down. I haven't seen that thing lately, but that transition to this new gym has just been awesome, and this is really a great facility. And before we get done, I want to just again tell you how much the community appreciates what you do here with this broadcast. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that enjoy, not having to go out on a winter night like tonight, and including myself occasionally. But we appreciate what you and your boy are doing, and Zutter, and it's really something that we all appreciate.
Well, that's really nice, Steve. And anyway. I'd like to thank you for joining us for the halftime show, and wish you all the best, and hopefully the Mustangs. What do they have to do here in the second half, would you say?
Well, I like our guys inside. I mean, I just think, Thornton is just such an outstanding player right now, and obviously Ellison, and the big kid is got to step it up a little bit, but he can play, and I'm trying to.
Trevor Robert,
Robert.
20.
He has a lot of potential as well. We can finish this season strong. I mean, Greg is doing a great job. This team is really improved, and I like what's happening here at Menomonie.
Well, I do too. So Steve Schranz, our halftime guest, thanks for joining us. And we were talking about the gym. These lights are going to be replaced this spring into the summer.
It's about time.
Yeah, you can see the LEDs are already starting to go out on them. So it's going to be a lot brighter in here next year.
That's why I had to quit announcing. I couldn't read the program anymore.
All right. Well, Steve Schranz, thanks a lot.
Yep, you bet.
Enjoy the second half.
Thanks, Joe.
Looks like we're about ready to start, so we'll take a real short break. Actually, we don't have time for a break, so we're going to get Eric back in here, and we'll get right back to the second half as Steve transitions away and Eric transitions back on. And let's see, Eric, are you still totaling up you got talking to Kyle Scribner, you didn't get the totals? We'll get those later in the second half, but we're ready to go here as New Richmond will have the ball, leading by 5. And Eric, give me a sound check.
Hello.
All right, I think you got the right one there.
Yep.
So New Richmond has the ball with a 5-point lead. Isaac Ellison, with those 3 fouls, is back into the game for the Mustangs.
Want me to quick run down the scoring updates?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Brody Thurton had 5. Jake Grew with 3. Isaac Nielsen with 2. Isaac Ellison with 5. Tyler Nelson 4. And Trevor Robert 4.
And a log jam 3-pointer for Brady Johnson. The Mustangs, after being pretty cold for most of the first half, get started on the right track here in the second half with Brady Johnson knocking one down, a log jam 3. Mustangs into the man-to-man look now on the defensive end. Charbonneau, he picked up his second foul with about 6 minutes to go. He sat on the bench the rest of the half. He misses that one for the Tigers. Nick Stelrecht. Tyler Nelson out front with it. And a foul called on Nick Stelrecht. Looks like kind of got the feet tangled up with Isaac Ellison.
That'll be his 3rd.
Looked fairly incidental, but with how physical they play down there in the post, it doesn't take much to disrupt a play, and the incidental contact turns into a foul. That's a big foul on the big guy, so 3 fouls now on Nick Stelrecht. He sat quite a bit there at the end of the half, and now he'll go sit again as Brady Johnson triggers one into Brody Thornton, not able to hit the 10-footer, and here come the Tigers.
The Tigers' leading scorers for the half were Connor Raleigh with 6, R.J. Amundsen 3, Abraham Monson 2, Jack Charbonneau 7, Alex Ani with the half-court three-pointer, Gavin Terrace with 3, and Nick Stelrecht with 2.
So a steal by Tyler Nelson, and the Mustangs with an opportunity to take the lead or tie. That one probably should have been called out of bounds as Isaac Ellison tried to save it, falling past the baseline, but they play on. 3-point attempt there off the back iron, rebounded by Brody Thornton. Thornton ahead to Johnson, same spot Brady hit from just a minute ago, this time off the iron, but rebounded by Isaac Ellison. Brody Thornton for 3 is good. A logjam 3 for Brody Thornton, and the Mustangs retake the lead, 29-28.
Yeah, Brody's really been shooting the ball well in this of lately for last couple games.
So more man-to-man defense for the Mustangs. Blocked by Trevor Robert, but able to secure it is R.J. Amundsen, who lays it in. Sure looked like he got fouled on that acrobatic shot, but no call. Another 3-point attempt for Thornton, this time off the front iron. Battle for the rebound. Out comes Abraham Monson. Monson going against Tyler Nelson. Swinging around to Taras, back to Monson. Raleigh for 3, in and out, rebounded by Brody Thornton. Brady Johnson at the left wing, into Trevor Robert, left hand up and good. Beautiful pass there from Brady Johnson, and an excellent use of the left hand by the sophomore Trevor Robert.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what New Richmond's doing. They've just not been hustling back on defense, and now he's just able to push it up when New Richmond doesn't have all numbers down there.
Deep 3-point attempt by R.J. Amundsen off the back iron. Yeah, I agree. The Mustangs have beat the Tigers down the floor a few times. Trevor Robert runs well for a 6'7" post player. Able to beat his defender. That lob into Robert. Good catch by Trevor.
Oh, good move.
The spinning jump hook off the back iron, no good. And here come the Tigers.
Yeah, good move by Robert, just not able to finish.
Charbonneau with the drive. That one almost stopped on top of the back iron, but then dropped in. And New Richmond back with a 1-point lead. Full court pressure as Brody Thornton unloads at Trevor Robert. Up to Brady Johnson. Reverse layup off the glass, no good. Saved out of bounds by the Tigers, and here comes R.J. Amundsen. Good hustle there by Connor Raleigh to save the ball for New Richmond. And that 3-pointer by Jack Charbonneau is good, and New Richmond extends their lead to 4.
Yeah, Charbonneau's got 12, leading scorer for New Richmond.
Brady Johnson into Trevor Robert. Kind of a carom over to Tyler Nelson off the front iron. Rebounded by Trevor Robert. Up and over the rim and in. The sophomore continues to battle down low for Menomonie.
Yep, great job.
Getting set to check in for New Richmond is Aiden Eckert. The southpaw, the ace pitcher for the Tigers, also on the basketball squad, is R.J. Amundsen. Hits that one from deep. New Richmond now leads 38-33.
Again, Menomonie pushing it.
Thornton over to Robert. He sends it home, but no dice on that one. The foul called. Well, Thornton was still unloading the ball to Trevor Robert.
It would be good to get number 12, Jack Charbonneau, pick up more fouls because he's really been a key factor for New Richmond.
Yeah, only the second foul, though, on Charbonneau, so 2 personal fouls on him, 2 team fouls in the half on the Tigers as Isaac Ellison triggers it into Trevor Robert off the back iron. Trevor gets his own rebound. Up, under, and in for Trevor Robert.
There's just nothing that New Richmond can do to stop him.
Just his height and his length. He's got not only the 6'7" height, but his long arms and the way he gets the ball up above the defense.
Yep.
Makes him awfully hard to defend. He learns how to use that backboard a little bit more, and he's really going to be something.
Mm-hmm. And then Ellison also in there.
Baseline drive from Raleigh, a little scoop up under, and the reverse layup, but fouled by Isaac Nielsen. That's the first foul on Nielsen and the first team foul on Menomonie here in the second half. So to the free throw line goes Connor Raleigh. First one, nothing but net. Tyler Nelson checking in for Brody Thornton. Thornton logged a lot of minutes in the first half. Looking a little tuckered out right now. He's going to head to the lobby or the garbage can, I should say, and unload a piece of gum. Second free throw also good for Raleigh. So New Richmond now leading by 5.
Yeah, but they've really been shooting hot to start the half, and Menomonie's gotten a lot high percentage looks.
Brady Johnson, good look from the corner, not able to hit it. Offensive rebound though, and Menomonie will reload with Trevor Robert with the left hand, now the right hand. Up and in for Trevor Robert. How many does he have now, Eric?
I believe 12. 8 in the second half.
He's got to be the leading scorer.
Yep. That'd be right.
Extra pass there from Eckert to Raleigh off the front iron. Rebound by Isaac Ellison. Good outlet to Brady Johnson. Brady now 2 on 3. Wisely pulls it back out to Trevor. Trevor, nifty footwork there. And Trevor just going to work on the offensive end for the Mustangs.
Yeah, New Richmond's going to have to do something to stop him.
1 point lead now for New Richmond. Menomonie back to a zone look here this possession. Looks like this one's on pace to outscore the 50-48 total from the first matchup as Aiden Eckert, that one just misses. And on the rebound, Trevor Robert fouled. I think they're going to get Alex Ani on that one. And it is Alex Ani called for the foul. That's his second, team's third.
Yep.
Brody Thornton now back in for the Mustangs, as is Nick Stelrick for the Tigers. Brady Johnson will inbound it as New Richmond brings the full court press.
Yeah, I mean, Stelrick either has to choose Ellison or Robert. Whoever he doesn't guard, they're going to have a mismatch. So, it's pretty good matchups if you're Menomonie.
So Brody Thornton brings it across the timeline over to Tyler Nelson, now Trevor Robert. Brady Johnson looking to the big man Isaac Ellison, trying to get some space in the low post, but Brody Thornton up with it and in. And the Mustangs retake the lead, now leading 41-40.
Mm-hmm. All high percentage shots in this little run for the Mustangs. So that's good.
Under 10 minutes to go now. Mustangs leading by 1. Good pressure out there by Brady Johnson. And Trevor Robert with the steal, able to get around Nick Stelrick. Trevor all the way to the hoop. Gets his own rebound and up with it, and it'll be interesting to see where this foul is called.
Oh.
And the foul will be called on number 23, Gavin Taras, his second. Nick Stelrick swatted at it. I think he hit the ball, though, and I think the foul called down low on Taras. So to the free throw line will go the sophomore, Trevor Robert. All free throws again sponsored by Bills Distributing. First one for Robert off the back iron.
Yeah, New Richmond has to do something to stop this Menomonie interior attack. because Menomonie, just almost all the points this half has been from the paint.
Robert 0 for 2 on that trip to the free throw line. New Richmond will back it out. Monson setting up a play. Good pressure there from Brady Johnson, and on the floor goes Johnson. Monson wisely passes it and cuts to the rim, but nothing happening there. And Monson dribbles it out of bounds. Brady Johnson really stepping up the defense on that possession.
Great defensive possession by Brady Johnson.
As the Tigers turn it back over to the Mustangs.
Brady Johnson hasn't been a huge scorer for Menomonie, but his defense and ability to dribble and get out of situations has really been a big key for the Mustangs' success.
Good kick-out pass there from Trevor Robert, and Brady Johnson, log jam 3 from the corner, and the Mustangs take a 4-point lead with 8:52 to play in the game. Eric, we have a couple replays here, so it's a full timeout. We'll take a short timeout. We'll come back with a couple replays. Mustangs leading 44-40. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Menomonie High School. Let's take a look at a couple Mike Sell Insurance replays here from the second half. This first one here, that's Trevor Robert, able to have some nifty footwork and all the way to the rim. And another Mike Sell Insurance replay. This one here, I think, is Brady Johnson, his first three-pointer from the left wing, and he just hit another one. So the Mustangs lead by 4. New Richmond will inbound the ball. Full court press from Menomonie.
Yep, and the Mustangs have really had the momentum of late, so let's keep it up. Mustangs back in their little zone.
Brady Johnson's had himself a pretty good second half here. Pretty good pressure on the defensive end. He's hit a couple three-pointers. He had double figures on Tuesday at Superior. I think it was his highest scoring game of the season. Mustangs sit in that 2-3 zone. Three-point attempt from Monson off the front iron. Rebound by Isaac Ellison. And a bounce pass ahead from Brody Thornton. That one's trouble, and a foul called. That's going to be called on New Richmond's Abe Monson. Good effort from both teams as Monson and Tyler Nelson from Menomonie collided. Kind of a hard luck foul there on Monson, but I think the official had to call something.
I think it was the right call, but kind of nothing really he could do.
Right, still kind of a tough one, but Isaac Ellison will inbound for Menomonie. Mustangs lead by 4. Good pass from Robert down to Isaac Ellison. Misses the turnaround hook, but able to secure the ball. Back to Robert. Trevor up under and through. And a travel called. I think they're calling Trevor for dragging that pivot foot. A lot of movement there from the sophomore. And whistled for traveling.
Yeah.
So,
his foot might have slid, but still a great move.
Just a little show-me press there from the Mustangs as they drop back into that 2-3 zone. R.J. Amundsen with the ball now. He's been probably the biggest outside threat. Him and Connor Rayleigh for New Richmond. Rayleigh on the bench right now. Nick Stelrecht with it in the lane. throws one up and knocked out of bounds. The ball will go to the Mustangs.
Yep.
Stelrick threw a knuckleball on that one. I don't think the ball rotated one time when it left his hand. Stelrick with those big hands, the quarterback on the very successful New Richmond football team. Tigers have had a real nice run there on the gridiron.
Yeah, and Mustangs look like they're trying to get it into their big men, but Richmond really pressuring.
No need to rush here if you're Menomonie. Not necessarily trying to stall it out or anything, but 4-point lead, 7 minutes to go. Might as well get a good look here.
Got a bunch of the momentum in your hands.
Isaac Ellison, pretty good position on Nick Stelrick. Nice move there as Isaac Ellison pivots baseline, gets under Stelrick and lays it in.
Yep.
We've seen that a lot of times over the last 3 years from Isaac Ellison, and good timing on that one for the senior. Oh, and a nice job by Charbonneau sneaking behind that zone, but he misses the layup. Rebound Amundsen. Charbonneau with a higher degree of difficulty able to make the reverse layup off the glass. So good second effort there from the Tigers.
Yep. Mustangs have been really successful on the offensive side.
Brody Thornton from three, in and out. He had a pretty good look at that one, Brody did. And he fouls R.J. Amundsen. Might not have been a bad foul there.
Yeah.
Only the second foul there on Brody Thornton, only the second team foul. Looked like New Richmond had some pretty good transition going there, so not a bad time for that one.
Yep. Yeah, let's hope the Mustangs can hold on to this one. Has had some close games this season, have the Mustangs.
Menomonie has been in some close games.
3 overtimes, I believe. 2.
Well, they had an
3.
overtime game against Hudson for sure. They lost that one in double overtime. Last week, they had an overtime game against Eau Claire North.
Oh, and then River Falls the second time.
Had an overtime win against River Falls, so at least 2-1 in overtime this season. But Menomonie hoping to get this one done in regulation, leading by 4 with under 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, and this is the best kind of scoring output the Mustangs have had this late in the game for a while.
R.J. Amundsen trying to feed that one down into Jack Charbonneau, knocked out of bounds by Trevor Robert. So New Richmond will reload under their own basket.
Yeah, all of the overtime games for the Mustangs, we've had to come back and win.
Yeah, force it to overtime.
Yep.
And that one is good for the Tigers.
Yeah, who was that?
I think it was Charbonneau, I'm not sure. And foul called on that attempt as Isaac Ellison will head to the free throw line for Menomonie. Get all free throws. Get all free throws sponsored by Bills Distributing, and good call, Eric. That is the 4th foul on Nick Stelrick. He's been in foul trouble pretty much the whole game. And with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go, looks like Ryan Lease, the head coach for the Tigers, is going to roll the dice and leave Stelrick in there. Isaac not able to convert on the free throws, so New Richmond will have an opportunity to cut into this lead a little bit. R.J. Amundsen down the lane, looking for some space. Good defense there by Brody Thornton, but R.J. Amundsen able to get beyond the reach of Thornton.
He's got 8.
Game now tied at 46, and a timeout called by Greg Van Grunsven, and will take a timeout as well. So 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Game tied at 46. You're watching Mustangs TV.
communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Red Cedar Automotive is your home for car shopping on a budget. With a wide selection, they're bound to have what you need. From work trucks to family cars, they truly have it all. They'll get you in your dream car faster with easy in-house financing. These deals won't last forever, so visit them at 1221 North Broadway Street in Menomonie or check them out at redcedarautomotive.com.
Well, we got a close one here, folks. Tied at 46 with 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Menomonie with the ball. Brody Thornton out to Trevor Robert. Robert, a little bit of a fake to the hoop and in.
Great move by Robert.
Trevor able to give Menomonie the 2-point lead.
He's got 16.
Wow, 16 points now for the big man. The sophomore Trevor Robert continuing to develop in front of our eyes this season.
Yeah, it looks like New Richmond took Stelrecht out with his 4 fouls.
Zach Charbonneau, leading scorer, kicks it back out to Gavin Terrace. A
Holy.
3-pointer that is short of everything. I don't know if it got tipped, but rebounded by Charbonneau, who's able to tie it back up at 48. And here comes Tyler Nelson.
Oh, no.
Good hustle there by Connor Rayleigh for the Tigers, and a timeout called by Greg Van Grunsven. That'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll take a quick one as well. 3:29 to go, tied at 48. You're watching Mustangs TV.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs!
Three minutes, 29 seconds to go. Menomonie will inbound it. Game tied at 48.
Oh, looks like there's some contact there.
Tyler Nelson over to Brody Thornton. Oh, Brody almost traveled, but able to get the ball to Isaac Ellison, who lays it in. Nice touch there from the senior.
Isaac's got 9 now.
Not too many games where Isaac Ellison isn't in double figures. He will likely be in double figures before this one is over. As teams continue to concentrate on him, though, the sophomore Trevor Robert getting more scoring opportunities. Foul whistled on Trevor Robert. That'll be his second. Team's third foul. New Richmond has 6 team fouls, so the next foul on the Tigers will result in bonus free throws for the Mustangs.
Yep.
Monson triggered it in for the Tigers, all the way out to Charbonneau at the top of the key. Under 3 minutes to go now. Been a pretty tight one all the way through as Nick Stelrecht up with the left hand. Beautiful use of the left hand and the glass. The junior Stelrecht ties it back up at 50. So when these teams played on January 10th, New Richmond won that one 48-50. As Isaac Ellison not able to get that one to go, but good hustle there by Tyler Nelson. And a blocking foul, this one called on Zach Charbonneau, as Trevor Robert initiated the action. That'll be the third foul on Charbonneau. So to the free throw line goes Trevor Robert. I think it's going to be a bonus situation. I don't think they called that one on the shot. Did they, Eric?
Yep, I'm pretty sure it's bonus. Yep. Ref signaling 1-1.
So with 17 fouls, Trevor Robert will head to the line for bonus free throws. And, Eric, I do have a scoring update on the girls' game. Girls varsity basketball in action at New Richmond. Mustangs leading 66-58 with 6 minutes to go in that one. As Trevor off the back iron, but kept alive by Isaac Ellison. Tyler Nelson all alone.
Yeah,
Log
that's a
jam
huge shot.
three for Tyler Nelson. And you called it, Eric. That was a huge shot as the Mustangs now lead by 3 with just 2 minutes to play. And a timeout called by Ryan Lease, the head coach of the Tigers. And let's go ahead and take a look at that one quick. So Isaac Ellison was able to keep it alive, and Tyler Nelson got caught in the wash. New Richmond had nobody on him, and Nelson able to bury it from long distance and give the Mustangs the lead. So with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go, it's 53-50 for Menomonie. We'll be back after this. This is Joe Zadowski along with my color man, Eric Zadowski, and our cameraman, Caden Kinney. We have a good one here tonight. Mustangs leading by 3 with 2 minutes to go. After the timeout, New Richmond will inbound it.
Yep, Mustangs need a big stop.
Getting down to limited possessions now. R.J. Amundsen being guarded by Brody Thornton. Connor Rayleigh for 3, and Rayleigh ties it up.
That's a huge shot for the Tigers.
It's been back and forth all night, so wouldn't expect anything less between these two teams. Good effort on both sides. Good sportsmanship by the players, coaches. Brody Thornton trying to answer off the side of the iron and rebounded by Jack Charbonneau. And the Tigers will have it with the game tied, minute 24 to go. I don't think they're going to try to hold for the last shot. Still a lot of time yet. Probably pretty deliberate, though, in their offensive set. That three-pointer is off the back iron. And Tyler Nelson away with it for Menomonie. Nelson trying to go coast to coast.
Yeah!
And he lays it in. So Tyler Nelson gives the Mustangs a 2-point lead with under a minute to go. And Brady Johnson will give a foul.
That's not the worst foul, though.
Not at all. It's only
Almost
the fourth team foul.
You almost want that foul just in case some disastrous happens and the Mustangs have to foul.
Thought I had the replay there. I guess I didn't. So Tyler Nelson with the big play for Menomonie.
Yep.
As New Richmond inbounds it, trailing by 2. 48 seconds to go. R.J. Amundsen. Jack Charbonneau thought about a 3. Instead pulls it back, and a timeout for the Tigers.
Nice job by Brody making sure he couldn't get a shot off. He wanted to shoot it, but Brody, nice job getting his hand up.
That'll be a 30-second timeout. And see what we got here. Mike's still insurance replays. Here it is. Tyler Nelson with the rebound goes coast to coast with the game tied at 53. Gives the Mustangs a 2-point lead. So thank you to Mike Sell Insurance for sponsoring all our replays here on Mustangs TV. And that replay there of Tyler Nelson giving Menomonie a 2-point lead. And Eric, New Richmond's going to have the ball. What do you expect to see here?
I expect get it to number 12, Charbonnet. He's been the real factor for New Richmond, so I'm thinking probably a screen cut and then try to drive one-on-one.
If they help on him, Connor Rayleigh's been the
there it is,
three-point artist, but good call there, Eric, as Charbonnet ties the game at 55. 30 seconds to go. Isaac Ellison with the ball for Menomonie. And Coach Van Grunsman looking like he's going to call a timeout here, standing right next to the official. And there he goes. He calls the timeout with a little pat on the back. And with 15.4 seconds to go, Coach Van Grunsman will be dialing up the best play that he has to try to give the Mustangs another victory in the Big Rivers Conference. So it's a full timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Game tied at 55 with 15.4 to go. You're watching Mustangs TV.
Communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Well, we're set up for an exciting finish here with a tie game. Menomonie will have the ball. And Eric, what do you think we're going to see here out of the Mustangs?
Well, if I was Coach VG, I'd look for running it down to around 5 seconds and getting a shot with either, if we can get it in, get it to Trevor Robert or Ellison, or have Brody Thornton.
Richmond trying to take a charge, but no call. As Trevor Robert with the ball for the Mustangs. Under 10 seconds to go, and he'll call a timeout. So the drama will go on a little bit longer as a 30-second timeout called by Trevor Robert.
Yeah, New Richmond's coach is still yelling at them for the charge, but really, I don't know. That might have been a flopping call. I couldn't really see much.
Yeah, I think coming out, they were, that was a plan that the Tigers had. They were trying to draw that foul on the screen set by Isaac Ellison. I think it was a bit of a flop. No call made. But the action kind of jumbled everything up, and with the plan kind of foiled. A nice job there by the sophomore, Trevor Robert, to call timeout. And the Mustangs will have another opportunity here to win this one.
Can't call timeout now, though.
No more timeouts. Good point. New Richmond has one. Menomonie, no more timeouts. And Brady Johnson will trigger it in from the sideline right in front of the Menomonie bench. Abe Monson providing pressure for the Tigers. Inbound goes to Thornton in the corner. Brody to Trevor Robert. He's up with it. He's fouled. Nice play design there by Coach Van Grunsman.
Only 3 seconds off the clock, though. I thought it might have been more than that.
It was pretty quick action once the ball came into play, and Brody Thornton unselfishly unloads it to Trevor Robert. Trevor going up with it is fouled, and from the Bills distributing free throw line, Robert sinks the first one. Mustangs now lead 56-55. And don't forget, the first half ended on a 3-point half-court heave by Alex Ani from New Richmond. And the Mustangs lead by 2. And timeout called by the New Richmond Tigers. That'll be their last timeout. It's a full timeout.
If I was Menomonie, I'd follow them, but not on the shot. Make sure it's not on the shot.
Well, the Mustangs, with only 4 team fouls, have fouls to give. And Eric, I think you're absolutely right. If New Richmond has the ball moving towards the basket, he certainly could use a foul. If it's in the backcourt, though, and they're not moving towards the basket, probably better off just to let the clock expire.
I agree.
But New Richmond's going to have the ball under Menomonie's basket. They're going to have to go the length of the court. So expect New Richmond to try to get it up the court quickly. They do not have another timeout. So it'll be interesting to see if Menomonie puts some pressure on the Tigers.
Yeah, I don't know.
You hate to get yourself out of defensive position. At the same time, putting some pressure full court could cause some delay for the Tigers. New Richmond will spread the court out. They have Connor Rayleigh at the elbow in front of the ball. R.J. Amundsen at half court. Jack Charbonneau is deep. And you got to think they're going to try to get the ball to Charbonneau deep. Nick Stelrick, the quarterback from the football team, will take the ball out of bounds. He's looking to heave it deep. He goes to Charbonneau at half court. Clean catch by Charbonneau. 3 dribbles. Over to the corner. Monson. Good! And Abraham Monson from the corner gives New Richmond the victory. And the Tigers end the game like they ended the first half with a buzzer beater 3-pointer. And the New Richmond Tigers win this one 58-57 on a last-second shot by Abraham Monson.
That's tough.
So we'll just take a quick short break as Eric totals up the stats, and we'll be back with the post-game show here on Mustangs TV.
Years are a great time for your child to gain practical experience in managing finances. Perhaps he or she already has a summer job lined up. A free checking account at Dairy State Bank can help teens learn to set a budget, track spending, use a debit card, make deposits, and more. Plus, parents are account co-owners and have the ability to supervise the learning process. Give us a call today. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Smiling is how you share joy and happiness with the world. So when our children needed orthodontic treatment, we wanted them to have the best experience possible, which is why we chose Crystal Orthodontics. The personalized braces and Invisalign treatments fit easily into our active schedules, and the care we received was outstanding and even fun. Their new smiles are amazing, and Crystal Orthodontics definitely earned our trust. There's nothing better than seeing our kids share beaming, confident smiles in all of life's moments.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
TMS Tire and Auto is a proud sponsor of the Menomonie Mustangs. Family owned since 1978, TMS Tire and Auto has 5 locations in Baldwin, Boyceville, Hudson, New Richmond, and Menomonie, and can serve all your automotive needs. Visit us online at tmstireandauto.com or call us at 715-235-9119 to schedule your appointment today. Go Mustangs!
Welcome back to Menomonie High School as New Richmond comes out on top on a 3-point basket by Abraham Monson as time expires And the 3-game winning streak by the Mustangs has been snapped. Eric, what do you have for some final stats?
For New Richmond, Raleigh with 11, Edmondson with 8, Monson with 5, Charbonnet 20, Ane 3, Selrecht 4, and Taras 3. For the Mustangs, Brody Thornton with 10, Johnson with 6, Jake Grew with 3, Nielsen 2, Ellison 9, Nelson 9, and Trevor Robert with 18.
So a very entertaining game, and boy, these two teams are pretty even. New Richmond won the first game 50-48, and then the Mustangs looked like they were in position to win this one 57-55, but that last second 3 by Monson gives the Tigers the victory and the season sweep. Wouldn't surprise me if these two teams face off again in the Division II WIA tournament. Just a couple weeks to go in the regular season, and the seeding meeting will likely put these two teams in a very similar bracket. But this victory for the Tigers, certainly a big win for New Richmond. That ups New Richmond's overall record to 10-11. They're now 6-6 in the Big Rivers Conference. The loss for Menomonie drops their record to 10-9, 5-7 in the BRC. Menomonie will be back in action on Tuesday right here at Menomonie High School. They'll be hosting Medford in a non-conference game. Again, Medford comes in on Tuesday, February 18th, and then Friday, Menomonie will head to Chippewa Falls and take on the Cardinals. That's Friday, February 21st, over in Chippewa. Then on Saturday of next week, a week from tomorrow, the Mustangs will be heading to St. Croix Central for another non-conference game before wrapping up the season on February 24th. They have a home game against Onalaska, and then they'll wrap up the season on February 27th, home against Eau Claire Memorial. Well, Eric, it was a fun game. Certainly not the outcome we were hoping for,
Yep.
but still got to be pretty pleased with the effort from the Mustangs.
Yep, it was a good game.
Eric and a number of his classmates will be heading down to La Crosse. Probably not tonight. We'll probably wait till 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, as the Menomonie High School fishing team will be competing in the Wisconsin Interscholastic Fishing Association State Tournament. The water's down by La Crosse, Wisconsin, so good luck to Eric and all of his teammates. Looks like it shouldn't be too bad out there tomorrow before that real cold weather sets in on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So that'll do it here from Menomonie High School. Thanks for joining us for this broadcast. For our cameraman, Caden Kinney, and our colorman, Eric Zadowski, this is Joe Zadowski signing off. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching Mustangs TV.